Okay.
The distance a land unit can travel depends on the terrain. Forests may slow down units, while roads allow for faster movement. You can change the speed of unit movements with the Game Speed button. Select and move the 1/11th ACR to Fulda.
Okay. Whee! So now they can't fight,
the
right?
squadron has reached Downs Barracks. The helicopters of the 411th ACR and 2nd Battalion of the 82nd Field Artillery Regiment are ready to join them.
Move the 411th ACR to the objective. As a helicopter unit, it is not affected by terrain modifiers.
Ooh. So it can fly. Okay. Yeah.
Move the 2nd Battalion. This is an artillery unit.
This has a lot of
They
helis.
have different movement rules. Their 5 action points lets them travel more than 5 squares. However, if they still want to engage in combat, they can only move 1 or 2 squares in the same turn.
Trash. Oh! Damn, son. But they have quite a big area of effect.
You can move several units simultaneously by making a multiple selection with a drag and drop while holding the left mouse button, followed by right-clicking the mouse. Each unit will take the best possible route to reach its destination.
Good news, General.
Okay.
All available units reached Fulda on schedule. We can now prepare for battlefield reconnaissance.
Congratulations. You have learned the basics of Army General Unit.
Okay. Seems pretty simple. Just gotta watch out for the action points.
General, it is confirmed. Warsaw Pact forces crossed the inner German border.
Uh-oh.
The enemy is advancing rapidly on our forward positions. Commit your forces without delay.
Okay.
We can send the 111th ACR to meet the enemy. Their scout units should be arriving in Hohenfeld.
Let's talk combat. To begin a fight, you must first see your enemy. In Army General, all units can spot any enemy unit 8 squares away. The red front line around Hohenfeld shows that enemy units have recently been sighted there. Select the 111th ACR.
Okay.
Move your unit to the objective. It is on a light square. This means you still have enough action points to initiate an attack on an enemy unit.
Shit.
General, we spotted an enemy recon battalion. Engage in combat immediately.
Each battalion has a zone of control indicated by the hatched squares. This zone prevents enemy units from advancing closer. You can attack an enemy unit when your unit touches the enemy's zone of control and have 4 action points remaining. Left-click on the enemy battalion to prepare for battle. Confirm you want to engage in combat by clicking Prepare Attack. In the Battle Plan panel on the right, you can select the battalions you want to bring into combat.
Oh, okay.
There is only space for 1 battalion in each category except for main combat battalions, which feature 2 slots. Main combat battalions are the only units that can initiate an attack. Other auxiliary types cannot start a combat, only provide support. You can find more details on each battalion's role by hovering over their slots. Add the 111th ACR to the battle plan by left-clicking on one of the main combat slots or by right-clicking on the unit's model in the campaign view. Empty a slot by right-clicking it or on the in-game model. The preparation panel compares the sum of the attacker's attack values with the defense value of all visible defending units. The likely outcome of the battle is indicated. You can try to improve this outcome by resolving the battle yourself via the Tactical Battle button. For this tutorial, simulate the battle via the Autoresolve button after adding your unit to the main combat slot. This lets the computer automatically resolve the battle.
Okay, so
Automatic or manual combat resolution calculates a ratio for each side. This ratio determines the outcome of the battle. This includes losses and fatigue suffered by all battalions involved. Losses result in an irreversible drop in attack and defense values. Despite a major victory, your unit's label shows that its values have dropped from 1812, which impacts a unit's combat effectiveness. Note that your 1 to 11th ACR suffers fatigue points despite its victory. Close the combat result panel.
General, the enemy recon battalion is falling back. We can't let them get away.
A battalion that suffers a defeat automatically retreats 1 square. Your 1/11th ACR is still in contact with the enemy's zone of control, but no longer has any action points available. End your turn.
Okay.
Your unit's fatigue gauge has dropped by 1 point. Each turn, all units recover 1 point of fatigue. As they have had time to reorganize, repeat the previous steps to destroy the enemy recon battalion.
Sure. So left click, prepare attack, 1/11, Autoresolve.
A battalion is destroyed when it suffers more than 70% losses, or if adjacent units prevent it from retreating. If a unit's fatigue gauge reaches 8, it will be disorganized. When disorganized, a unit loses its zone of control. It cannot attack, and any new attack results in its destruction if no allied unit can support it. Close the combat result panel. Repeated attacks on a powerful unit without giving it time to reorganize is a viable way to increase its fatigue and ultimately destroy it.
General, we destroyed the recon battalion. It would be wise to fall back on Fulda for the time being.
Nah, we should push.
Congratulations, you've mastered...
Put them off.
Sir, we have eliminated the enemy recon group. However, the Soviet vanguard is not far away. They will attack Fulda soon. What's more, HQ has informed us of multiple enemy aircraft in our area of operation.
Uh-oh.
We must prepare to defend.
Not with helicopters.
The enemy is preparing to attack. The 1/11th ACR can be easily isolated in its current location. You must relocate. The urban area on the edge of Fulda will be an excellent spot to establish a defensive position.
So bring them back, basically?
Units gain a defensive bonus depending on the type of terrain. When hovering over an in-game model, the shield below your cursor shows the modifier. This can range from plain, forest, semi-urban, or urban. Move your unit to the objective.
So you want to always fight in cities, basically?
The 1/11th ACR is now better positioned to resist an attack. All units supporting a friendly battalion, including air forces, will benefit from the defending unit's terrain bonus.
Right.
Sir, the helicopters of the 411th ACR can provide strong and mobile support to our armored units on the ground.
All battalions can support a defending unit if they stand close enough. Select your helicopter squadron. To be able to support an allied unit under attack, a unit must be in or adjacent to its zone of control. The unit must also have at least 4 action points at the end of the turn. Now move your squadron to the objective.
4 action points. Okay. So it has to be right next to it,
The
basically?
helicopters of 411th ACR still have 4 action points remaining at the end of the turn. As an auxiliary squadron, they can come to the aid of the 111th ACR if the latter unit is attacked.
Sir, the U.S. 3rd Armored Division came through. Additional artillery and air forces have been placed under our command. They will provide critical support in the coming battle.
Artillery and aviation units follow different rules when attacking or defending. Select your artillery battalion. Artillery battalions can join the attack or defense of all friendly units within their fire support range,
Goddamn.
as indicated by the green circle. In order to do so, the artillery unit needs at least 4 action points. In the current situation, The artillery battalion doesn't need to move to aid your friendly armor during the enemy's turn. Select your air squadrons at the edge of the map.
Woo!
Air squadrons are always located at the edge of the map. They feature 4 action points. An air unit's high speed allows them to take part in 1 combat per turn, anywhere on the map.
Ooh! But can we see what the enemy is bringing when we set that up?
Sir, we suspect the enemy is preparing an air attack. We should set up our anti-aircraft defenses.
Like other ground forces, anti-aircraft battalions can support friendly units in their attack or defense. Select your anti-aircraft battalion.
Okay.
Anti-aircraft
How close do they
battalions
have to
also
be?
have the strategic defensive ability to intercept enemy air units. Click on the Deploy Anti-Aircraft button above the battalion information panel.
No way.
Deploying an anti-aircraft costs 4 action points. The anti-aircraft battalion will remain in this defensive state until moved. A deployed anti-aircraft battalion will try to intercept any attacking enemy aircraft within its anti-air range.
That's wild.
When the anti-aircraft ability is active during enemy turns, it has a chance to prevent enemy aircraft from taking part in one attack against an allied unit within the blue anti-air range. The ability also inflicts damage. Only specialized SEAD air squadrons are unaffected by anti-aircraft interception.
Bad.
We're ready to defend Fulda, General.
All available units are able to support the 111th Squadron in combat. Make ready, end your turn.
Okay. Oh, not a recon.
As you can see, the location and remaining action points of your units allow them to participate in the following combat. Terrain bonuses are also displayed above the in-game models. Fill all available combat slots and select Prepare Attack.
Okay. So air support, tactical fighters, artillery, 4 and 11th. Jesus.
The enemy must have spotted your anti-aircraft positions as no air attack occurred. If any enemy aircraft were intercepted, the interception panel would have preceded the combat results screen.
Ah. Minor defeat? What? They should have got hammered.
As you can see at the top of the panel, your use of combined arms of different unit types results in a negative modifier for the enemy. They only used one type of unit. Apply combined arms for additional combat bonuses.
Sir, our defense was a success. We repelled the enemy. For the moment, Fulda is safe.
That's fair.
Congratulations, you've mastered the basic...
Right. It's wild what you can do on this map, though.
The enemy managed to seize Fulda in a
Oh,
surprise attack during the
damn.
night. We must
tried.
retake the town immediately.
Goddamn.
General, the enemy destroyed 3 of our battalions. Fortunately, fresh reinforcements have been sent to our sector. Not all new units can deploy straight away, however.
Okay.
Not all reinforcing battalions can be commanded instantly. Some battalions are presented on the map, but are still in the process of deploying. A label on the in-game unit shows the number of turns before they are fully operational. Other battalions are still strategically redeploying and not yet visible on the map. Their expected availability is indicated when selecting the unit in the reinforcement timeline at the top left of the screen.
Okay. So like this.
The 2 reinforcing battalions will each be able to deploy the next turn. End your turn. The 168th Armored Battalion is now available. Select the unit and move it to the objective. The battalion should be able to take part in the next battle.
Oh. They can move a lot.
The 54th Engineer Battalion has finished its strategic move and is ready to be brought onto the map. Select the unit by clicking on its name in the reinforcement timeline. Click on the deployment point on the map to deploy the battalion.
Okay. So you can deploy and move in the same turn?
Sir, the fresh reinforcements should allow us to encircle Fulda and retake the town quickly. I will signal the 111th ACR to prepare for immediate combat.
Select and move the 1 to 11th ACR to the objective.
Why would I move it there?
By encircling Fulda and the Soviet tank
mind.
battalion inside, you have cut the enemy unit off from its supply line as indicated by the colored front line. Keep in mind that a battalion outside a side's zone of influence cannot recuperate any fatigue. Use all of your battalions to destroy the enemy battalion in Fulda. Select to auto-resolve the battle.
I don't have enough action points though. Yeah. Gonna be a toughie.
Tally 2. Okay, he's got a missile.
Brr.
Good hit on one.
But now they can't retreat, right? So they just... Oh no, they retreated. Let's do it again. What? What? Why would it not, like, move?
Excellent news, General.
Well, there you go.
Fulda is ours again. This should throw a wrench into the Warsaw Pact's operations.
Let's look at the victory conditions of an Army General campaign. A campaign ends when one side has reached its victory point objective. Alternatively, at the end of a campaign's last turn, the side with the highest score wins. There are 3 ways to earn victory points. You might have noticed, but the flag on Fulda changed sides when your zone of influence covered it. At the start of each turn, each side receives victory points for each objective in their zone of influence. Furthermore, NATO earns 1 victory point per enemy battalion destroyed, while the Pact earns 2 victory points for the same feat. This reflects the historical strength and number of each side's battalions. Capturing Fulda earned you 5 victory points. Destroying the enemy battalion added 1 victory point. At the start of the next turn, you'll continue to earn 2 victory points for controlling Fulda's strategic objective.
Okay.
More on tactical battles. While preparing for a tactical battle, you can change the distribution of deployment points and reinforcement points per minute. You can do this between you and the AI, or when playing cooperatively, the second player. The cost of each unit is specific to Army General. In preparation of a tactical battle, you can modify which battalions are controlled by each player or the AI, and even drag and drop companies between players.
Oh, that makes it easier.
The battlefields on which tactical battles are fought depend on the terrain of the battalion under attack. Note that command zones will always be closer to the defender's deployment zone. There are 2 ways to win a tactical battle. The first is conquest, in which the side wins by reaching the victory points objective through capturing command zones. The second involves morale. Each side has a morale gauge determined by the number of engaged battalions. Morale drops when a unit is destroyed. If a side's morale reaches 0, they lose the battle. Army General can be played online in co-op with friends or versus via the multiplayer menu. Congratulations, you have successfully completed all the Army General tutorials.
Nice.
Good luck, and see you on the battlefield, Commander.
Alright, so that is all of the tutorials done. The only one which I didn't really get was the seed part.